Fans. So it's game day. We're about 2.5 hours from tip off, and we're going to be playing the Dallas Wings. So the Valkyries have flown to Dallas. They're going to be playing on Dallas's court, and this game has me nervous. Dallas is looking better with Paige Becker's back, and Indiana's coming up next on Thursday. We have our roster that's, half of our starters are gone for Eurobasket. So this one's making me nervous. And, it says that Tiffany Hayes is a game day decision. But who also is on that report is Arike for Dallas. And she's a game day decision, it looks like. So I don't know. This is, and FanDuel has us underdogs against Dallas. So that, I don't know whether to be insulted by that or nervous about that. And I'm kind of a little of both. Anyway, the Valkyries have been playing really well, but we are, we're missing some players, and we brought some new ones in. But Dallas really, other than Beckers and Arike, they don't really have that much to, if you just keep them under their averages, we should be okay. But we also have to shoot well, or we have to shoot decently. Our defense allows us to be able to not shoot incredibly well and still win. So, this will be hit or miss based on, how we shoot and if Arike's playing or not. And, lately she's been playing and really hasn't shot that well. So, but if she goes off, then it could be bad. But I would think our defense, we have enough players. Like, we have a lot of, you have Carla and you have Veronica, and they're I'm pretty sure Carla's shorter than Veronica, so I'm thinking she's 5'6" like me. And Veronica Burton is listed at 5'8", and when you see them standing next together, Carla's shorter. So we have those two, and then we have Caitlin. I don't know if Caitlin's going to get in the game or not. It depends on how the game goes, I'm guessing. But I don't. Well, I'm wondering how Carla will match up with. Because they're going to probably put... Dejanay Carrington is a very aggressive defender for Dallas. So I don't know who they're going to put her on. Being that Kayla's our leading scorer, she'll probably put her on Kayla. But Kayla's taller than Dejanay Carrington is. And I think she'd be able to handle that matchup. And then down low, they don't really have a McCowan's gone. They don't really have a center. Hines Allen, but Hines Allen isn't that tall. So, and Nalissa Smith, but Nalissa Smith isn't really doing that much this year. Their projected starters are Hines Allen, Nalissa Smith, Paige Beckers, Dejanay Carrington, and they have Arike here, but she's on the injury report, so, I don't know. But Tiffany Hayes is also on the injury report, and it says game day for her. It'd be great if we get Tiffany Hayes back. I am, with these other players out, we need her in there. So, let's see, what do we got here? There's going to be some great games going on today. Connecticut and Indiana, that one's probably going to be a blowout. But New York and Atlanta is also playing. I'm going to start watching that one first. They're playing before us at 4 o'clock Pacific time. And then you have Washington and Chicago. That could be a good game. And then there's us, and then let's see what else we got here. There's 6 games. So you also have the Aces in Minnesota, and then you have Seattle and the Sparks. So there's a full slate of games today, and at least 2 of those are going to be knockdown dragouts. Well, Washington and Chicago could probably be a knockdown dragout too at the lower end of things. So. The other couple things I wanted to point out is they did, I don't know who it was that did this kind of quarterly review, which I was actually thinking about doing too, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But they had given grades to all the teams at the quarter mark, because 11 games in out of a 44-game season, you have, you're at the quarter point. And just to kind of evaluate teams and stuff. And they gave the Valkyries an A+. And, some of that is just because, they had us ranked, like, they thought that we were going to finish last. Last. Okay, so I'm, insulted again for the team. I never thought we were going to finish last. As soon as I saw the roster, I'm like, well, we're probably not going to be contending for a championship, but I didn't think we'd be last. And as it turns out, there's still a lot of games to go. And, who knows what's going to happen, because we have till the 29th till we get everybody back. So I'm going to look and see I know we have Indiana and then Connecticut. So this should be a win. But, if we have a cold shooting night and, I don't think that's going to happen, but it could happen. And then that would cause us to lose. But we can't be, this would be a game that we'd look back on and go, oh, man, if it comes down to one game making or missing the playoffs, in this one, like, we don't want to give this one don't be, complacent, or I don't think they will be. They're just not their nature. But it's just one of those, like, trap games that you're like, oh, yeah, they're 1-11, we should beat them. They looked really good the last game. They almost beat Vegas. And so, and we're missing players. So, and Paige Beckers is nothing to be, take lightly. She's a good player. We just have to we have to frustrate her. We have frustrated much more experienced players than Paige Beckers. So, if that defense just, relentless as always, I think we can come away with a win. And then we're home for quite a while. So, let's go Valkyries. Oh my goodness. Let's get a win here. All right, everybody. I'll see you after the game.